In the high-stakes world of fashion and Hollywood, where ambition meets artistry, one story has captivated the public's attention. In a stunning turn of events, Cate Blanchett, an icon of grace and talent, found herself at the center of a controversy involving Blake Lively. This wasn't a mere clash of personalities, but a profound clash of creative visions, one that unraveled in the public eye with elegance and intensity. For over a decade, Cate Blanchett was the embodiment of Chanel's timeless sophistication. Her presence wasn't just about wearing exquisite gowns. It was about infusing the brand with depth, authenticity, and a rare artistic integrity. She didn't rely on social media aesthetics or carefully curated photo shoots to prove her worth. Instead, she brought a quiet power to every campaign, a loyalty that resonated with Chanel's heritage. In 2020, her husband, Andrew Upton, crafted a silent black and white film for Chanel's cinematic series, a project that was as bold as it was understated. It told the story of two women, their emotions conveyed through expression alone, without the crutch of dialogue or flashy marketing. This was art in its purest form, a testament to Cate's ability to elevate a brand beyond mere commerce. But then, the narrative shifted. Just weeks before the film was set to begin production, Cate received a cryptic email from Chanel. The message was brief, stating that the project's creative direction had changed. No further explanation was offered, no dialogue invited. Cate, the face of Chanel for over 10 years, was abruptly sidelined. Soon after, Blake Lively was unveiled as the new ambassador for the campaign, a move that sent shockwaves through the fashion world. This wasn't a collaboration or a shared spotlight. It was a complete replacement. Andrew's script was discarded, and the original vision was replaced with a glossy, modern campaign tied to Blake's wellness brand and a Netflix partnership. The new project leaned heavily on vibrant visuals, motivational slogans, and a youthful aesthetic that felt worlds away from Cate's understated elegance. The industry's response was muted at first. In Hollywood, where reinvention is often a polite euphemism for replacement, such shifts are not uncommon. But this felt different. It wasn't just about swapping one star for another. It was about erasing a legacy that had been meticulously built over years. Whispers began to circulate, and soon, the truth emerged in fragments. An anonymous source from the campaign revealed that Blake's involvement wasn't part of the original plan. Her team had reportedly pitched a multi-brand deal that Chanel found too lucrative to refuse. The decision, it seemed, was driven not by artistic vision, but by market influence, social media reach, and financial incentives. The tension came to a head at a private Chanel event held at a French chateau. Cate, who had confirmed her attendance months earlier when she was still the campaign's centerpiece, chose to attend despite the upheaval. Her presence was a masterclass in composure. No outbursts, no drama, just quiet dignity. Blake, meanwhile, was seated prominently, exuding confidence as if she had always belonged at the heart of Chanel's narrative. During the dinner, surrounded by industry veterans and creative minds, a conversation reportedly took place that would later fuel speculation. Blake commented to a guest that the original script was lovely, but perhaps a bit traditional. The response was a casual remark. "You mean Andrew's script? I didn't realize it was her husband's work." Traditional doesn't always resonate with younger audiences. Whether intentional or not, the exchange occurred within earshot of Cate, who was seated nearby. She remained silent, her restraint speaking volumes about her character. Days later, Blake's campaign launched with fanfare. Her face dominated billboards, social media feeds, and fashion editorials. The messaging was polished, emphasizing empowerment and modernity, but it lacked the emotional depth of Cate's contributions. To the casual observer, It was a successful rebrand, but to those who knew the backstory, it felt like a missed opportunity, a chance to honor a legacy that had been quietly erased. The real turning point came on April 16, 2023, when a British fashion magazine inadvertently published an article that changed everything. The piece was a detailed preview of Chanel's original cinematic series, written before Cate's departure, and the scrapping of Andrew's film. It described the project in vivid detail, a minimalist, black and white exploration of human connection, with Cate as both star and creative force. It named Andrew as the screenwriter and outlined the timeline, making it clear that filming was set for March 2023, with Cate locked in since 2020. The article wasn't meant to be controversial, it was simply factual, but its honesty was its undoing. By 9 a.m. London time, the article was live. 3 hours later, it vanished from the magazine's website. Chanel's PR team moved swiftly, but the internet was faster. Screenshots of the piece spread across Reddit, sparking a firestorm of discussion. Users posted side-by-side comparisons of Cate's original campaign and Blake's final version, noting similarities in structure, phrasing, and even visual motifs. The consensus was clear. This wasn't a fresh vision, but a repurposed one. A Reddit user, Archive Observer, summed it up in a post that garnered 14,000 upvotes in hours. Chanel pulled this article because it didn't align with Blake's campaign. This isn't a rebrand, it's a rewrite. Social media platforms amplified the controversy. On TikTok, creators produced split-screen videos juxtaposing Cate's past Chanel campaigns with Blake's new footage. One video, captioned, "This is how you reshape someone's legacy," amassed over 2 million views in 48 hours. The conversation wasn't limited to casual fans. Industry insiders began sharing documents, emails, and timelines that suggested Chanel's decision was driven by commercial pressures rather than creative merit. A fashion YouTuber, Lipstick Chronicles, released a 20-minute analysis titled "The Chanel Campaign Blake Lively Hoped You'd Forget." Pausing mid-video, she remarked, "They didn't even bother to change the framework. It's the same project, just with a different face." Chanel's digital team went into overdrive, scrubbing metadata and removing cached versions of the article from search engines. Journalists who reached out for comment were met with silence. An editor from a prominent fashion outlet tweeted, "Asked Chanel about the deleted article. Got nothing." The quiet is louder than any statement. The absence of an official response only fueled speculation, confirming what many already suspected. Cate hadn't been replaced for artistic reasons. She had been sidelined to make way for a more marketable star. While Blake's team scrambled to manage the fallout, Cate Blanchett took a different path. She returned to her roots, art. In June 2023, she and Andrew unveiled a new play at the Sydney Theatre Company. The production was announced with minimal fanfare, no press junkets or celebrity endorsements. Written by Andrew and directed by Cate, the play told the story of a woman whose narrative is overtaken by a younger, ambitious figure who claims it as her own. The parallels to the Chanel saga were unmistakable, yet the work stood on its own as a poignant exploration of identity and authorship. Titled Echoes of Absence, after a single preview, the play premiered to a small audience of 400, mostly theater enthusiasts. No critics were invited, no red carpet was rolled out, but a 1-minute clip from the third act, recorded by an audience member, found its way to Reddit the next day. In the scene, Cate's character confronts her rival with a line that resonated far beyond the stage. The pain isn't in losing it, it's in watching them believe it was always yours. And when they cheer, I'm cheering too, because I no longer know what they're celebrating. The clip spread across TikTok, X, Instagram, and beyond, with fashion blogs calling it a masterclass in subtle storytelling. A viral TikTok edit paired the line with clips from Blake's Chanel campaign, captioned, "This isn't fiction, it's truth in art." The video surpassed 5 million views in a week. Cate's silence in the press was deafening. She didn't need interviews or social media rants to make her point. Her work spoke for her, cutting through the noise with precision. By July 2023, Blake's carefully crafted image began to falter. The cracks were no longer hidden. They were public, raw, and undeniable. A leaked email from Blake's PR team, dated July 10, 2023, surfaced on a Discord server dedicated to marketing insights. The email, penned by a senior strategist, included a line that ignited a firestorm. If Cate pursues this artistic response, we'll need to reframe Blake's role as a creative evolution. The phrase creative evolution became an instant meme, mocked relentlessly across Twitter. One user, PRB Lenders, tweeted, "Creative evolution is when you take someone's work, get exposed, and call it progress." Another quipped, "Borrowed my friend's recipe and called it culinary evolution." The backlash grew louder when a fashion talk show, Style Uncovered, planned a Chanel-themed episode featuring Blake. A leaked rehearsal clip revealed the host's opening line. "We're thrilled to discuss Blake Lively's Chanel campaign and the original project meant for Cate Blanchett." The host had added the line to address the controversy directly, but Blake's team caught wind of it hours before taping. They promptly withdrew her from the show, offering no explanation. The clip hit X days later, racking up 2 million views with the caption, "They cut this before Blake canceled." The public's response was scathing. One commenter wrote, "If you dodge the question, you've already answered it." Blake's team made one final attempt to salvage her image. She was slated to grace the August 2023 cover of Viva Vogue, a high-profile feature tied to Chanel's campaign. The shoot was complete, the interview finalized. But 48 hours before the release, the cover was pulled. An insider later told a fashion blog, "It wasn't a creative choice, it was damage control." The backlash was too intense. A Vogue editor reportedly said, "We couldn't justify the feature given the controversy." Blake had become a liability, her association with Chanel tainted by the growing narrative of erasure. Through it all, Cate remained silent, but a quote from a February 2023 speech at a Berlin Award ceremony resurfaced, taking on new meaning. There's a difference between building on a story and claiming it as your own. Recorded by an audience member and posted to Reddit, the quote was dubbed the most graceful call-out in history. TikTok users paired it with clips of Cate's Chanel campaigns and Blake's newer ads, creating a visual narrative of betrayal that needed no explanation. The hashtag #Cate the final word trended globally, with fans sharing archival interviews, red carpet moments, and quotes that underscored Cate's enduring legacy. The final blow came from a Chanel fan account with 300,000 followers. The account posted a 2023 Legacy Ambassadors reel featuring icons like Kristen Stewart, Penelope Cruz, and Tilda Swinton. Cate Blanchett was prominently featured. Blake Lively was absent, edited out entirely. The caption read, "They kept Kristen, they kept Tilda, but Blake, not a trace." The internet seized on the omission, with one tweet from @FashionSleuth showing 2 screenshots, one from Blake's Chanel ad, where she says, "Some stories were never told until now," and another from the deleted magazine article, which concluded, "Some stories shine brightest in silence." The post garnered 40,000 retweets in 3 days. The public's verdict was clear. This wasn't about branding or empowerment. It was about a legacy overshadowed by ambition. Blake Lively didn't just lose the narrative. She became a cautionary tale in an industry that thrives on authenticity. Hollywood loves a redemption arc, but it also relishes watching someone stumble under the weight of a crown they didn't earn. As the dust settles, one question remains. Can Blake reclaim her place in the spotlight, or will this chapter define her legacy? Share your thoughts below. Will the industry forgive, or will it move on?